Hello, welcome to your first video or introduction to playing the guitar. The guitar is a very wonderful and a very fun instrument to play. It is not only small and lightweight, it is also very, very interesting because you can play music just as complex and exciting as the piano. So let's go ahead first and talk about choosing the right size for our guitar. So in your book, it does talk about some sizes. Make sure that when you have a guitar that it is not way too big so that if you place it on your lap or you're sitting down or if you're standing up, it is not way much bigger than you. It should comfortably be, or you should be able to comfortably wrap your right arm over the guitar and bring your left arm to the neck like so without feeling like you're stretching out way too much. You should not have your arms out like this. Notice how the arms are out like this or like this. They should be relaxed and to the side. If you are smaller, you should have a half-size guitar, up to about a third size, or if you're a bigger person, we can have a full-size guitar. This is a video that introduces you to the acoustic guitar. What size guitar do you have? Okay, let's now talk about the parts of the guitar. First, we're going to start with the headstock. The headstock here sometimes will have little openings because that allows the tuning pegs or the little rods to show the strings and to catch the strings. If you have openings in your headstock like this, that means you have a classical guitar. If they are not open and it's flat and they are catching the strings either on the sides or on the front, it means you have just a regular steel string guitar. Next, we have the tuning pegs. Tuning pegs you can turn either way. It will tighten or loosen the strings, which allow them to be tuned to certain notes or tones. They can be either back like this for this classical guitar, or they can be coming out to the side. Next we have here this little white strip right there. That is called the nut. That is where we place the strings over and onto the next guitar neck. The guitar neck is this long piece of wood right here. When we talk about the neck, we talk about both the front and the back of the neck. On the front of the neck, we have here this flat piece of wood as opposed to the rounded one in the back called the fretboard. Over the fretboard run our strings. You should have 6 strings. If you do not have 6 strings, make sure that you are able to find any missing strings and let's put them on the guitar. You can either talk to me or you can take your guitar to a music store and have it strung. Okay, the fretboard also have these little pieces of metal bars, right, like those ones right there. Those metal bars right there are called fret wires. Those divide the neck into frets. Fret, 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 fret. Later in our lessons, we'll be numbering these frets and they will become note names, just like piano keys. Also on the fretboard, we may have either inside on the fretboard or here on the side what are called position markers. So notice how mine on fret number 5 has a little dot, also on 7, 9, and then of course number 12 has 2 of them. So that's just to guide you for playing certain fret positions. That's more of a helper. Okay, moving on now to the body of the guitar. This entire part of your guitar is called the body. We also may have these strap pegs there at the base, or here just at the base of the neck. We also have, if we place our guitar like so, with the neck going to the left, the bottom part of the guitar, or either side, is called the waist, or usually the waist of a body kind of comes in. Towards the middle of the guitar body, we have what is called the sound hole. Inside of this sound hole is all hollow. If we were to take off this cover of the guitar, it would be all hollow. And the reason for that is so that when sound goes into the body, it will bounce around, reverberate, and come out as amplified sound. The last thing we're going to talk about is the bridge. This is where we bring the strings and we tie them, where we hold them very tight. And that is the complete guitar. Let's go ahead and talk about now how to hold the guitar. In your book, on page, let's see, what page is this? On the page that says how to hold your guitar, there are many different ways that talk about how to hold the guitar. When you're sitting, make sure that you're sitting nice and tall. It's nice to either have your right foot or the guitar waist will be resting on your thigh or your knee elevated. If it is too low and it brings the guitar like this, let it elevate a little bit. Maybe put a book or a stool on that foot. If your legs are way too low and the guitar is way down here towards your belly and not more towards the chest, elevate both feet. So this is a sitting position. You can also cross your legs to raise your knee so that the guitar comes a little bit higher to your chest. When you're standing, the guitar should be about this same area, or another really fun way to hold the guitar is to sit Indian style on the ground. Either you can sit Indian style, just wherever on your floor, or you can rest your back against the wall. That's a very relaxing way to play the guitar, either just recreationally for fun, or if you want to just sit that way as you play in a small space in your room. Okay, so those are talking about holding the guitar. Now, let's go to this page that talks about strumming the strings. It says here, to strum means to play the strings with your right hand by quickly brushing across them. Now, there are two common ways of strumming the strings. One is with your fingers and the nails of your fingers. Usually I use just the first and the second, or I and M, which are names for the fingers of the right hand, or you can also use a pick. When you hold a pick, you should hold it like so. You hold it by the thumb, and then your first finger just kind of holds the other side. Take a look at the picture of how the child's hand is holding that string or that pick. Remember, hold it firmly, but don't squeeze it too hard. Now, starting from the 6th string, which is the thickest string, the lowest string, we're going to go ahead and pluck or strum every single note from up here all the way to the lowest string. Let's go ahead and start with the first one. And when you strum, you take your hand and your pick, you touch that string, and then you pluck it, not downward because you'll hit others, but more pluck it a little bit outward. A little bit outward, so it's only that string being plucked. Very good. Go to the next one. And then the next one after that. Very good. The next. Next one. And then the last one. Very good. So that's all of our 6 strings on the guitar. Let's now go ahead and strum with the fingers. Either way you can strum is with the thumb, or you can strum with the first, or the I and M, or the first and second finger of your right hand. In the next video, we will be learning about how to pluck the strings on the guitar to play more at a classical style. Let's now go ahead and strum all of the strings at once, starting with the lowest or the thickest string to the thinnest string. Let's start with our bare fingers. Let's use the thumb first. And just brush them along. Make sure that you're plucking strumming every single string from the bottom to the top. Let's now use our our nails. Now this is a little bit of a brighter tone because we're using the nails. Now let's take our pick and let's strum with the pick. Now that, you notice, is the brightest sound because of the plastic of the pick, making it brighter. Very good. This has been an introduction about how to strum the strings. Let's go ahead now and take a look at the bottom of that page. This is with track number 3. It says we're going to strum all 6 strings slowly and evenly. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 8. Ready? Here we go. Use either your pick, your thumb, or your nails. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice when I strum, I hover my hand over the body or the front face body of the guitar. I don't have it over the sound hole. I have it a little bit more towards the right of the sound hole, allowing my pick to strum over the sound hole. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And of course, the direction of our strum, we're not going to be pumping down like this, because that puts too much work into the arm and hand. We want to keep our arm stationary and just allow the hand and the wrist to kind of bend a little bit as we strum, just like this. A very casual movement, as though we're just kind of twisting the arm or the wrist and hand a little bit. Now from the top to the bottom. Very good. Let's take a look at the next page, Strumming Notation. And this is some information that teaches us a little bit about what a strum note or rhythm looks like. It looks very similar to a quarter note, except the head of the quarter note is very skinny and it's only over the B line. Or if it's treble clef, it's going to be B. Of course, if it's bass clef, usually it's just treble clef. It's going to be the middle line. So every time you see one of those, that's going to be a quarter note. Let's take a look at where it says more time to strum. Each measure, remember, has 4 beats. Let's take a look at the chord at each rhythm, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 for each measure. Taking a look at your chart. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, Good. So that's our simple introduction to the guitar. In another video, you will learn how to tune your guitar. Until then, practice well, and we will see you at next lesson.